The essence of an ebb tide is a lack of proper respect for the macro environment. Why is it so important to observe the macro environment? Because a lot of young entrepreneurs, driven by passion, rush into certain tracks, create some products, and immediately try to enter the market. But many times, it's even more important to plan carefully before taking action. Entrepreneurs must clearly understand the era they are in, the regional environment, the economic structure, and how future trends will impact the industry they are involved in. Buffett talks about structural moats. For a consumer business to become the choice of everyday people and stand out among all competitors, it must have a structural competitive advantage, not just some methodologies that work in a particular city or region. This is the difference between running a business and building a lasting enterprise. Entrepreneurs often ask me why new consumer brands rise quickly in the past couple of years, but also fade just as fast. First of all, the consumer industry is definitely a long-term, high-potential track. For Chinese people, there are 7 essentials in daily life: firewood, rice, oil, salt, sauce, vinegar, and tea. Each of these is practically a trillion-yuan market, but if you think about it, how many big companies are there in these sectors? How many companies have achieved hundreds of billions in revenue, or a trillion in market value? Almost none. Second, with so much innovation in consumer products and so many new brand companies emerging in the past 2 years, and with capital pouring into the consumer sector, why has the new consumer market still fallen short of expectations? These phenomena are worth reflecting on. I think the main reason is that most entrepreneurs are indifferent to the macroeconomy, believing that it has nothing to do with them. But I think Munger was right. You may not be able to do much about the macro situation, but on the micro level, you absolutely have to take action. A company succeeds only if it has a clear, steady, and objective understanding of the macro environment, its own future development, and the importance of its brand in people's lives. Only then can it seize those long-term, high-potential opportunities. I've seen so many entrepreneurs pick a small feature or a minor pain point to focus on, then try to build a business using social currency, mobile internet, and traffic dividends. At first glance, it might seem like a good idea, but over time all sorts of problems start to emerge. Why does this happen? It's because they don't understand the macro environment, they don't understand the industry structure, and they haven't put in the effort to seriously study the Chinese economy. If you don't understand the Chinese economy and future development trends, your starting point will be off, and the outcome won't be ideal. Thinking that you can succeed just by choosing a small niche is an illusion. Sometimes, we systematically misjudge by turning our personal consumer experiences or scenarios happening around us into the logic for starting a business or making investments. Investment and entrepreneurship are the results of scientific practice guided by methodology, whereas consumer interests are highly individualized. I've served as a lecturer at many universities like Tsinghua and Peking University, guiding young entrepreneurs, and I've found this problem to be very serious. Most entrepreneurs tend to choose a small niche, a niche product, targeting a small group of people, and then try to play the traffic game. It looks great on the surface, because the market does seem to offer this opportunity. The benefits brought by our electronic payment systems, cold chain logistics, and other infrastructure have made the threshold for starting a business lower than ever before, but in reality, the barriers are higher than ever. These days, going from 0 to 1 isn't that hard, but going from 1 to 10 is very difficult, and going from 10 to 100 is even harder. If you want to become a large company or a national brand, it's basically 1 in a million. I also often listen to some entrepreneurs share their experiences. At first, what they say sounds reasonable, but when you think about it more carefully, the challenges posed by time are still quite significant. Especially when we're facing structural upgrades, economic downturns, supply shocks, shrinking demand, weakening expectations, and on top of that, the Russia-Ukraine geopolitical conflict. None of these are in our favor. In this new environment, how can a fragile small or medium-sized company cope with competition and pressure? First and foremost, you have to survive. That's a very important skill. China has 1.4 billion people, making it the largest single market in the world. It also enjoys the best infrastructure advantages and human resource base globally, along with a very supportive entrepreneurial environment. Just like I mentioned earlier, going from 0 to 1 isn't hard these days, as long as you have a dream and the courage to go for it. Because per capita income in China is quite spread out, there are clear layers in consumer spending. So, no matter what kind of entrepreneurial product you choose or how you price it, you can always find a relatively effective market among the 1.4 billion people. Plus, thanks to mobile internet, online channels can further expand and amplify your reach. Some companies that get media coverage might still be popular with investors, but their financial statements and operating cash flow are actually in terrible shape. If you look at their ability to survive, the chances of actually becoming a long-lasting, branded consumer company are probably very slim. Jiang Manchun once said something I really agree with: the demographic dividend and the traffic dividend are gone, but the dividend of winning people's hearts and the brand dividend are just beginning. Among the Fortune Global 500, China has more than 140 companies, ranking first in the world, but among the top 100 brands, there's only one from China, Huawei, which is ranked 83rd. I believe that only when more Chinese companies make it into the world's top 100 will China's economy truly be strong. So I hope all entrepreneurs and people working in the consumer sector realize that the uniqueness of the Chinese market makes us mistakenly believe that choosing a small niche can also lead to success.